England began the second last day of the third test at Old Trafford at 21 without loss. Edrich and Close, the overnight not-out batsman, and they needed 531 for victory. Well, that was simply an academic target. No chance of them winning the game, but there was a chance of them drawing if they could possibly bat out the 2 days, or if, in fact, the weather came to their assistance. And there had been several sharp showers around the ground before the start of play. There was a lot of interest in the bowling of young Michael Holding this morning. He'd come under criticism for his short pitch bowling on Saturday evening, and he bowls now in the first over of the morning to John Edrich. And runs straight away for John Edrich. And there'll be two more there. With Richards, the man chasing. And 4. So 8 off this over so far. No chance of Wayne Daniel picking that up at leg slip. And enthusiasm for the crowd on this first over of the day. Four runs. It's the breasting ball again. Different situation for John Edrich this morning. Survivor was the only thing on Saturday evening. Here today, it's a different ball game. Starting off the innings from scratch again. Can play with more freedom. And that is out. Yes, it is. I would say from here, he's asking the umpire. In fact, it's bounced out. Frederick's asking Lloyd about it. Edrich was on his way, having just pushed the ball in the air out towards gully. Fredericks was the man who went for it, dived, seemed to catch it, and Edrich was on his way, and then he rolled over. The ball's not visible there. Well, I don't think one can really blame the bowler for that. Pull the bat away, let it hit you on the chest. It makes your chest very sore. It's 4 runs. Nicely picked off his toes there by Brian Close.
And that's found the gap again on the offside. That'll run away for 4 more. There's now third man down there. So 4 fours, and the last one by Brian Close, taking England past the 50 mark. So a nice change here, an opening stand of 50 between these two veteran left-handers. Oh, that was a fine ball. Rich knew absolutely nothing at all about that. Sufficiently good to cause problems to the wicketkeeper as well. Looked as though it was going to leave him, as the others had done, and it suddenly cut back. Always bowled him. Good ball, that pitched well up, just moving fractionally away from the left-hander. So John Edrich, the first Englishman out in the second innings, bowled by Wayne Daniel for 24. That wicket going down with a total on 54. So an opening partnership of 54 ending this way. Daniel pitching that round about middle stump and just hitting the off. And John Edrich completely beaten there. So the Surrey captain on his way in, he's helped to give England a good start in this long second innings haul, sharing an opening partnership of 54 with Brian Close. 3 slips, 2 gullies, 3 short legs for the right-hander now, David Steele. Daniel comes in from the Stretford end. Big shout for LBW, but it certainly seemed to be going down leg side from here. Steele still looking to score his first run, facing Daniel. Got the chance there and done it well. Put the ball down nicely, tucked it away to deep long leg for 4. David Steele beginning the second innings in identical fashion to the first. That's the problem when you get a good ball leaving you and the next one comes straight on with the arm. It's in the mind that you've got to play a little bit for the one before. That one coming into him, whereas the last one just left him a fraction. And he's bowled him. So Roberts, a very similar delivery, in fact, to the one that got rid of Edrich, the left-hander. That's where they're usually a little bit fallible, round about off stump. Good ball, might just have cut away from Close fractionally. And Roberts right on target here. Just again knocking back the off stump. Edrich losing his off stump, and now the other left-hander going in similar style. So both England openers out, the score on 60, a long, bitter struggle there from Brian Close. And he's getting a very good hand for yet another courageous display against the pace bowlers. Must be close. Yes, he's out. First ball, LBW, that cut in back. And the delighted West Indian surrounding Andy Roberts there. And Woolmer out. First ball, England plummeting now to 60 for 3 after getting such a good start. Disappointment. A long look by Bill Ali before he gave this out, but he must say it looked extremely close. Pitching outside, off stump, cutting back. He played a shot at it. And on that replay, it looked absolutely plumb. So Andy Roberts is on a hat-trick in this test match. And the man coming in to face a hat-trick is on a king pair. But he's getting a big hand from the local crowd here, Frank Hayes. Caught in the gully by Clive Lloyd. First ball, he got a really nasty one in the first innings to start off with. And the pressure on him now. So this ground, fingers crossed here for Frank Hayes. Roberts comes in. Nicely avoided. So that got quite a cheer from the crowd here. Daniel to Steele. It's nicely forward, clipped away through mid-on. Chase here for Vivian Richards, tossed off the cap, just about catch it before the edge. And the batsman gets 3. One to leave that cut back. Bud having a look there. Running through quickly, a big roar. Frank Hayes has done it. He's off the mark. A big sigh of relief. Take it Steele now, facing Wayne Daniel. And that's going way down the lakeside through for 4 byes. At that pace, giving the keeper no chance at all. And that's the hook shot, played safely and played well. Nobody down there, no problem at all. It's cleared the ropes, it's gone for 6. And David Steele, at last one Englishman to effectively play the hook shot, has put Daniel away for 6. Roberts to Hayes. Work that away through the 2 short legs, racing away. They're both after it, but no hope of stopping it. So 4 runs to Frank Hayes.
It's in the air, and it's going down to Andy Roberts. And he's caught it, and Steele has gone again to the hook shot, and Roberts was placed there very, very precisely by Clive Lloyd. He moved him in the last over to exactly the spot he wanted, and Holding bowled the perfect bouncer. David Steele didn't play the perfect hook shot, as you'll see here. He was hitting it in the air all the time, and it came off the top edge. He was very much off balance, as he always will be whilst he's rocking onto the front foot. Andy Roberts completes the catch. So it's 80 for 4 now. Steele caught Roberts, bowled Holding. It's Holding's first wicket of the innings. That's well bowled. Gosh, that was a good ball. That was only just short of a good length. Tony Greig's a very tall man, and he still had trouble fending it down. So wicket maiden to Michael Holding. Four runs, all the field up. Nice stroke off his pads by Frank Hayes. Out of 9. Michael Holding now to Tony Greig. Greig is off the mark with a 2. Movement in the air there for Michael Holding. Too much, in fact, for Derek Murray. Nice signal, ground by Bud. I think a little bit of moisture on the pitch will probably have the ball moving either way off the seam. Well, I don't suppose you can show any finer judgment than that. Michael Holding even sees the joke. It's a splendid stroke. Landed just a yard inside the boundary. Well played by Frank Hayes. It was just round about leg stump, quickly into position. And he went with it. Hit it in the air. There's no man down that long leg. Quite a safe stroke without a man down there. Bowled him, and that's well bowled by Michael Holding. It's a good over, a good 2 overs, in fact. He's got that ball slanting in a long, long way. He did beat Greg with one that went away from the bat, and then that one came in again. I think probably between bat and pad once more. Yes, indeed, to take the leg stump. And quite an appreciable in-slant there. Good piece of bowling from Holding, who's certainly bowled with much more common sense today than he did on Saturday. So another failure for Tony Greig, who's batting this series, has not been all that he would have wanted, nor indeed all that the selectors would have wanted.
He's got that through. Just hung the bat out. Ball fortunately keeping low. Found the outside edge and the gap there between slips and gully. So the 100 reached by England, but they've lost 5 wickets in attaining it. Another good shot, Alan Knott. Put away nicely through mid-wicket. Certainly 3 more here. Well, this is what little Notty wants. 2 shots off the middle of the bat to get his confidence back in these test matches. Roberts to Knott. Slow one, and he's caught in the gully. Change of pace. Frederick snapping up a good catch in the gully. And a good piece of intelligent bowling there by Andy Roberts. Held that one back. Alan Knott just that fraction of a second too early on it. Going through with a shot. And Roy Fredericks, the square of the 2 gullies, taking a good, smart catch. Well, it's a bit of blow for England, losing what is surely their last recognised batsman here, Alan Knott, out for 14 with a score now on 112 for 6. So another wicket to Andy Roberts. He's been picking them up with amazing consistency right throughout this tour. His 3rd of the innings. And the new batsman in and out there to face him now is Derek Underwood. Roberts to Underwood. And he's out, first ball. Caught in the slips. Fairly simple catch. And Roberts strikes again. Collis King, the man to pick that catch up. And for the 2nd time in this innings, Andy Roberts is on a hat-trick. Underwood out first ball. England slumping to 112 for 7 in the 2nd innings. Giving himself plenty of room there. The outside edge, comfortably taken at slip. He's got a new batsman at the far end, Mike Selvey. Lloyd bringing the long leg up to a catching position now at leg slip. 3 short legs, 3 slips, 2 gullies, holding in on the hat-trick to Selvey. And he's dropped it, and he's dropped it. Well, would you believe it? What bad luck. It was a very wide half volley and Selvey going fishing for it. The catch going into Greenwich's hands at 2nd slip and out. Well, a great disappointment then to Andy Roberts. It's not often you see a hat-trick in this country in a test match, but very seldom do you ever see one dropped off the 3-3 attempt.
Last hat-trick by an English bowler in Test cricket was Peter Loader for England against West Indies at Headingley 1957. So the odds against the hat-trick are very, very high. Good shot. It's a fine stroke from Frank Hayes. Got that well wide of the man down at deep fine leg. Remember when he made a century in his first test match against West Indies? He employed the hook stroke then. It got him out a bit in the West Indies, apparently, where there's a little bit of extra bounce in the pitches. And that's out. Gordon Greenidge this time making no mistake. That got up pretty sharply. Hayes, I think, tried to get the bat out of the road, but he's the 8th English wicket to go down with the total at 118. Caught Greenwich bowled Roberts for 18. Sylvia's not out one. And here again is how it happened. Shortish, it got up about shoulder high, and Hayes was trying to pull the bat out of the road. And Greenwich this time took it very low down, and no doubt is very relieved. And that is out. A simple catch there to Collis King. Outside edge of Pocock's bat, and Wayne Daniel has taken his 2nd wicket of the innings. Pocock caught King, bowled Daniel for 3. It's 124 for 9. And it was quite a straightforward wicket, that. Had Pocock playing defensively, outside edge, angled away, and Collis King had no trouble at all in taking the catch at round about knee height. Three to Selby. Number 10 is Hendrick. And it's Selby facing Holding. That rain's getting quite heavy now. I think they'll have to come off. Yes, indeed, it's sleeting across the ground. Well, despite some false alarms, the umpires weren't able to get back on the field. That's the tea time score, 125 for 9. It stayed there right through the afternoon until play was abandoned around about 6:15. Extras top score, 25, only by 1 run. John Edridge made 24, but the last time extras top scored in a test was England v New Zealand back in 1973 at Trent Bridge. Some of the England batsmen got a start there. Edridge, Close, Steele, Hayes and Allen Knott, but they weren't able to go on with it. And it really is a
continues tomorrow at 6:30 on ESPN Classic.
71. Some splendid bowling from the West Indians. Only the 3 bowlers used today. Padmore didn't bowl. Roberts, I thought, bowled superbly, not just because he took 5 wickets, but because he used his head, bowled extremely intelligently. And Michael Holding did the same. He kept the ball up further to the bat today. Perhaps the best surprise packet for the West Indians was Wayne Daniel, who I think turned in his best performance today. 2 for 39 in 17 overs. He was bowling fast leg cutters at one stage, and that's pretty difficult to combat. Well, the situation at the moment is that England needed to rain all day tomorrow. There was one great escape a few years ago I saw in Johannesburg when Australia got away from South Africa at 148 for 8 with a day and a half to go, and it rained for that remaining day and a half. The England side, after the disappointments of this game, well, I think there really must be changes, and personally, I would want to see half a dozen changes for the Headingley Test, not because I want to see the fellows go, but because I think England have to build up and must build up for the series against Australia next year. And the side you see there, I don't believe is going to beat Australia. What I would do is leave out John Edridge and Brian Close and bring in Amos and Jameson. I'd keep Steele and Woolmer, and I'd relegate Hayes to 12th man, bringing Gooch into the side. I'd keep Gregg and Knott, and I would bring in Edmonds, and I'd bring back Snow and Old for Selby and Hendrick, retaining Pocock as the second spinner alongside Edmonds. I think that that'll be a pretty good side. It'll be a new side. It'll get some of the batsmen away from these quick bowlers, give them a little bit of respite. There's no reason why they shouldn't come back, but I really do believe it's time for a change, and one that can only benefit English cricket. I think the selectors must see more players. I think they're into this defensive vein now, and they've just got to get out of it, and that would apply even if it does rain all day tomorrow and England produce yet another great escape in the history of Test cricket.